I've been away. It's been a while since I posted on YouTube, and one of the main reasons for that is because I got married last month, and so all the stress of organising the wedding and the pressure that's put upon you during that time, and also running my sample business, which has been increasingly popular over the past 6 months or so. They are the main reasons why I haven't been posting to YouTube, but now I'm back and hopefully I'm going to be posting a lot more regularly. I thought today there's no better video because it's the first video since I got married to do my wedding fragrances recommendations. So at the end is going to be the two fragrances that I wore to my wedding, one for the daytime and one for the evening time. And there's a few fragrances before that that I think would be really good if you have your wedding coming up or you're going to a wedding or formal event. There's about 8 or 9 fragrances here. We're going to get through them quickly. Starting off with Parfums de Marly, Percival is a really great option for a wedding or formal occasion. This is a really creamy, woody, peppery style fragrance. It has a lovely black pepper note, but it's done in a really fresh way and it smells really masculine, classic and clean. From Chanel, there are 2 options I would go with. Bleu de Chanel EDP for me is the best Bleu de Chanel fragrance. Now, I have tried the La Exclusive line. I'm going to do a review on this soon. I still think the EDP is probably better just all round because you get a really good mix of the EDT, the freshness of it, with the Parfum version, which is a lot more dense and rich. The EDP is a really good balance of those fragrances and you get decent projection and a really beautiful blue fragrance smell. This is the best blue fragrance on the market and it would be great for a wedding. The second Chanel fragrance would be Platinum Egoist, but only if you are confident enough to wear it. I would really try this as a sample before you wear it to a wedding because it has an old school feel to it. So if you are younger, you might not suit this fragrance and it might not be to your tastes, but really, it's just a really sexy lavender shaving cream style fragrance. It smells like shaving cream. Now, I don't really use shaving cream much. I don't know if you do, but if you do a proper wet shave, shaving cream, and you're shaving your beard, that is how this smells. Lots of lavender, spices. It's old school, but elegant and beautiful. Now, from Louis Vuitton, there are 2 fragrances that I would choose if I was going to wear again for a wedding, or 2 fragrances I could recommend to you. First one is Imagination. Now I always thought, I probably told you before as well, that I was going to wear this on my wedding day. I didn't in the end. That's going to be at the end. But Imagination is brilliant to wear to any situation, but a wedding formal occasion, it works really well because it's so versatile, it's so bright and fresh and juicy. There just isn't any situation where this isn't going to be an eligible contender to wear. This is a very fruity and zesty fragrance, loads of citruses, a beautiful neroli and black tea note. Now what Imagination does better than any of the clones of this is it has this cinnamon spice which blends so well with the tea, neroli and the citruses, which the clone fragrances that I've tried haven't managed to get right. Now also from Louis Vuitton, Meteor, a great fragrance to wear, really soapy, clean, fresh out the shower. This smells like a really expensive bar of soap to me, so if you imagine a soap made with white flowers, black pepper, and you are using that when you're in the shower or a hot bath, that is how this smells. Hygienic, easy to wear, great performance and really easy to love. If you want a cheaper version of Meteor, because of course they're really expensive, I would go with Azzaro Chrome. This is the original Azzaro Chrome, the EDT. You can buy this for a really decent price. This size is 200 ml and I reckon you can buy this for around £50. Has a very similar bright, soapy scent profile like Meteor, but it hasn't quite got the depth or the longevity, but for the price, it's excellent, and this would work really well in a formal situation or a wedding. Prada next. Prada L'Homme is a really popular, versatile, soapy fragrance in the men's fragrance department. And it's one that you might have expected to see on this list, but I would go with Prada Amber Pour Homme over that one. The reason why is because this, to me, smells like a niche version of Prada L'Homme. This is soapy, spicy. It has a very masculine smell to it, and it has an almost powdery scent profile as well. I'm going to spray it on this test strip here. I just find it a much more interesting fragrance than Prada L'Homme. Prada L'Homme is great in its own right, don't get me wrong. It's really excellent fragrance and it would suit well in this list, believe me. But this has more depth, more character, it's just more interesting. This is not a popular fragrance particularly. I don't know how many people still speak about this. which means that probably no one is going to be wearing this. This is Prada Amber Pour Homme. You can still buy this quite easily online. I think the price is quite fair, around about 70 or 80 pounds, I believe. And this to me, like I said, is a richer, more niche version of Prada L'Homme. Now the last few here, we've got Tom Ford Neroli Portofino. I love Neroli. As you might have been able to guess, there's been a few fragrances here with Neroli in. Now Neroli is like a white flower with a slight citrusy feel to it. It's really bright, it's really fresh, it's vibrant, and the way that Tom Ford has done Neroli and Neroli Portofino is really magical. They've blended it with citruses and it just smells so clean, so bright. Smells like you're on the Italian coastline. Very summery. It hasn't got the best performance for a Tom Ford, even though it's really expensive, but there isn't really a better iteration of Neroli than Neroli Portofino. So this would be really good for a wedding because it just smells so clean and sophisticated, and there won't be anyone that you're going to offend wearing this Neroli Portofino. This is a fragrance I haven't spoken much about recently, and it's a new fragrance actually. It's Dior Homme Parfum. Now, I don't think this is as good or as interesting as the original Dior Homme Parfum. This has been widely spoken about by fragrance critiques and reviewers over the past 6 months since this was released. However, Dior Homme Parfum, the original version, I wouldn't wear to my wedding or to any wedding because I think it's overpowering and it's not really the right circumstance to wear it, in my opinion. Maybe you could wear it if you were a guest, but if you are the groom or best man or someone who's really important in the wedding, I probably wouldn't have worn it because it was a bit too much for me, and I don't think people around me would maybe appreciate it as much as I would personally. However, this new one, Dior Homme Parfum 2025, this is a different version. It is much more modern and much more easy to wear. It has a really beautiful sweetness mixed with the iris note, and I think that works really well. It has got a slight Jean Paul Gaultier ultra male dry down, but not quite as sweet and youthful or juvenile as that. This is still clean and elegant, and it would work really well in a formal situation. Now, the two fragrances I actually did wear to my wedding. The two fragrances I think I told you, you know, during these reviews, is I would have worn either Enigma by Roja or Louis Vuitton Imagination, but I actually didn't wear any of those two. Instead, for the daytime, I wore this Roja Apex Parfum. Now, this has become my good luck fragrance. I know that's a really weird thing to say, and maybe you've never heard someone say that before, but I wear this when I want to feel confident. And I've worn that a few times now in certain situations when I want to feel just a bit of extra confidence. And for me, that's what fragrances are all about. Now, this is, for me, the perfect fragrance. This takes the green piney parts of like Ralph Lauren Polo Green, but it's so smooth, hasn't got any of the rough edges. It's built with this sort of sweet rum, boozy note, and it just smells so smooth, woody. It's masculine, it's elegant, it smells really rich and expensive, and has a really nice sillage and great longevity. You spray this on your clothes and it will just stay. It won't project really loudly, but it's just there, persistent all the time. Now, it's really expensive to buy retail, but I've seen it online and I paid around £220 for this, 50ml. Of course expensive, but I wear this to special occasions, and for me, the memories are absolutely worth it. This is Roja Apex Parfum, and another fragrance I wore towards the end of my wedding day during the party time was Creed Absolute Aventus. I don't really know why I chose it. It was just sort of random choice on the day. I took it with me to the venue, and it was beautiful. I got a few compliments wearing this because the opening of Absolute Aventus is one of the best openings of any fragrance I've ever tried. It's really beautiful. It's definitely a step up to the original Aventus. I don't really wear the original Aventus anymore. It's quite boring, but this is beautiful, but really expensive and hasn't quite got the longevity to match it. But you could just buy Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition. This is a fantastic fragrance for the price. I recommend every person to buy this because it's, for the price, it's really worth it. I don't really talk about clones much on this channel because I don't enjoy them that much, and I've already got a big collection of normal fragrances, so I don't want to add a load more cheaper clones to my collection as well. But this is really excellent. This is Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition, and I recommend it highly. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's really good to be back doing YouTube videos. I am going to be back now posting a lot more content. Out of these fragrances, which one would you choose?